Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream, and that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Xbox has changed. Now a gigantic mega publisher, the massive acquisitions of ZeniMax and Activision Blizzard King have bestowed upon Microsoft a portfolio of studios and IP that both Sony and Nintendo cannot even dream of matching. But in spite of all this, Xbox as a console manufacturer has struggled, and its console sales continue to dwindle, falling behind even its failed Xbox One generation. With Xbox now going multi-platform and bringing its games to former rival PlayStation, many question the value of even having an Xbox console in the future. But it's premature for Microsoft to let go of the console space right now, because console users still form a big part of its Xbox Game Pass subscribers, a vital part of Microsoft's gaming strategy. But the strategy for Xbox hardware also has to change considerably, and apparently that is exactly what Xbox is going to do. A hybrid console. Microsoft is going to lean in on its strengths with Windows and combine the best of PC and consoles together. This is what insiders are suggesting is going to be the next Xbox. Think about the freedom afforded with PCs and the ease of use of consoles. Imagine an Xbox that could not only run a curated library of Xbox games, but also Windows games and Steam. An open platform that can house multiple storefronts. A massive departure from the walled garden approach that has confined and defined console experiences. But will that strategy work? Can Xbox even execute on something as bold as this? Is this really just a pipe dream and wild conjecture? Would Xbox be willing to risk opening up other storefronts on its own devices? Will it just release a more powerful Xbox Series X? Or could Xbox potentially shift the paradigm and change the face of console gaming forever? We have been so accustomed to the idea of restrictive closed-off consoles because that's all that gamers have really known in this space. Dedicated bits of hardware delivering games on locked-off storefronts from the platform holders that build these consoles, be they Microsoft, Sony and Nintendo. But the gaming space has evolved considerably towards a more platform-agnostic future where games are starting to appear on a multitude of different devices, and that is expanding day by day.
Wherever there is computing, users will be able to play their favorite games seamlessly.
Executives at both Sony and Microsoft have shared their frustrations about the limitations that these consoles offer. With Xbox now facing the real threat of obscurity with its gaming hardware, it's time for them to blow the idea of platforms wide open. A hybrid console might sound far-fetched, but there are already signs of Microsoft heading in this direction. Windows Central recently shared details of Project Keenan, a wider effort by Microsoft to engage OEMs on Xbox-style gaming hardware, and at the heart of that hardware is Windows. Microsoft's Project Bayside focuses on developing a unified Xbox user experience across various devices. This initiative aims to integrate Windows and Xbox platforms, potentially leading to future Xbox consoles adopting more PC-like characteristics. The goal is to create a universal library of Xbox and PC games, simplifying game development and enhancing compatibility across different hardware. So, what are the benefits of having such a hybrid device? For one, it would be a dream for developers. Studios would no longer need to port their games to a unique console ecosystem with a different API. They could largely target a Windows environment, simplifying development, especially if the hardware uses common PC architecture. This could mean more games and faster updates for the Xbox platform, since any potential PC game could run on it. For consumers, the benefits are even clearer. A hybrid console would offer a broader library of games. You'd have access to not only the usual Xbox catalog and Game Pass titles, but also Steam, and potentially, through it, PlayStation games, unless Sony puts a stop to it. It essentially breaks the boundary between console exclusives and PC exclusives. An Xbox PC hybrid to play Halo Infinite 1 minute and then League of Legends or God of War in the next. For budding content creators, a hybrid console could offer incredible support and programs for things like streaming through OBS and even video editing. PC gaming can be a very expensive hobby. Xbox can do what neither Nintendo or Sony can. They can offer a gateway into PC gaming at an affordable price with the ease of use of consoles. A hybrid Xbox that doubles as a PC could be Microsoft's Trojan horse into markets where Xbox has always struggled, like Asia, Eastern Europe, and Middle East. This is Xbox's best chance of actually making an impression in the hardware market. Popular YouTuber Mutahar touched upon this in his very critical video about Xbox.
I cannot, again, exaggerate enough or explain enough the value Microsoft could provide to entry-level PC gamers if they just decided to turn Xbox into one of the most open, friendly platforms in this regard.
This is absolutely what Xbox needs to do. It would offer something Sony and Nintendo cannot even offer and have a unique value proposition. It would stand out from Sony immediately, as opposed to just being completely eclipsed by it due to Sony's brand strength and market domination.
I would just lay all my cards out on the table. I would do the one thing that nobody else in my space can do, and that is provide an actual real bit of value in that I give you the most powerful console available, and I also give you one of the most accessible avenues into PC gaming to begin with.
If Xbox were serious about taking this to the next level, they could even be bold enough to make the console modular, enabling users to upgrade it using its own proprietary or OEM hardware upgrades like graphics cards, so that the device can be future-proof. Xbox is at a crossroads now, and it has found itself here before, so close to facing obscurity despite the financial might of the corporation that supports this gaming brand. But despite the bloated megacorp and the suits that reluctantly back it, gamers should hope for an Xbox that remains in the hardware space and one that offers something unique. The hybrid console has the potential to really shock the status quo, and whilst I'm pessimistic about Xbox's ability to execute on this strategy, if it indeed is what we think it is, ultimately Xbox has no choice but to either bow away from hardware completely, or finally do it properly like it did in the 360 generation. But that requires a team of bold and determined hardware engineers that know what they are doing, have a clear goal, and then executing it. Xbox also has to be bold enough to stomach the trade-offs from such a hybrid model, such as potentially relinquish its cut of the sales in its closed environment if gamers have access to things like Steam on the device. But if Xbox does not evolve, its hardware is destined to fail anyway. And if Xbox truly believes in things like Xbox Game Pass, then it should prove that belief by fully committing to it. Xbox execs continue to reiterate that Xbox is committed to hardware. Head of Xbox Phil Spencer recently said the following: "I've said over and over that box is in the name of our brand. I'll say in the position that I'm in, I look at hardware as a critical part of what we do. Let's build innovative hardware that people want to use to play, whether that's in their hands, whether that's on their television, or even other places." And a hybrid Xbox offers exactly that, a chance to deliver that true innovative piece of hardware that can capture the zeitgeist of gamers across the globe, and also let Microsoft marry together all its business aspirations from Windows, subscription services, and Xbox. But be under no illusions, this may be Xbox's last chance to do its own proprietary hardware. After this, should Xbox fail, expect Xbox to just deepen its relationship with OEMs to deliver the necessary hardware, or just completely forsake hardware altogether and just be a software publisher in the gaming space. But doing so will remove Microsoft's one true foothold into the living room. The next Xbox is slated for release in 2027, so let's see if Xbox can finally muster the courage, foresight, and creativity, as well as technical expertise to pull this off, or just end up a footnote in the history books of console hardware.